Hey guys, welcome back. So in this lecture, we're going to learn how to traverse parent to child, how to traverse sibling to sibling, and how to traverse child to parent. So as an example, we're going to use in our Code and Box Automation Lab practice link, we're going to use there is a table. You can see there is a table over here. So we're going to use this table. So our exercise is that in this table, you can see there is a number of row. There's a total 12 row, and there is a 3 column each row: one instructor, course, and price. So in a third column, we have a price. So and the total price for all the row, if we add, it's 297. So our exercise would be get the value from each and every row for the price and add with the next one. So we're going to add all of them. So total all 11 except this one, because this is the total. So we'll get the total for all the price, that individual price, and then we'll see the total value 297. Is that equal or not? Is that match or not? It should be match. So that's our exercise. And for this table exercise will help us to define or learn those things, how to traverse parent to child or sibling to sibling, because sometimes we for an element, you will see, probably you will not find any specific ID name. That time you need to traverse from your parent to your child. Okay, we'll see. Let's see. So let's first inspect this table. Okay, let me inspect this one. Let me make it bigger. So this is the table, and let me see. So if you see, this is the code, HTML related code. Here, this is the code. You can see this is a web table example, this one, but the next line, this is the line HTML that's reflect the whole table. Okay, it's reflect the whole table. And if we use our selectors hub, you can verify using the selectors hub to see that the validate that the locator you are going to use, is that a right or wrong, how many elements it shows. Example for this, if I use ID, and if I create Xpath for this table, so I can create an Xpath using, I believe that you also know the syntax of creating Xpath, which is /, right? /, then the tag name table, then @ attribute is ID. If you use ID equals to value of the ID in a single quote, right? That should be so that should be, hit enter. You can see here it's finding one element, and also it's selecting this table. So this Xpath is right. Okay, so we're going to let me write it this. We can use this selectors hub to get this, you can say, relative Xpath, but I always prefer to create your own Xpath or CSS selectors. That's a good practice. And then on the top you have always choice to use the tool. So we'll use over here, let me put a note over here. So the table, is, this is the Xpath for the table. Okay, let's go there, and then we'll see the column. So we have every row there is a column, right? So let's see rows. How many rows we have? So if you want to get a rows here, and one more thing I want to say, for table, probably you will see a lot of times that you know you have we can use let me show you another way too, how we can use create a Xpath using contains. So because the reason why here you can see there's an ID is that the value of ID is a product. It's a very a specific value, but sometimes you will see when they create a table, the value of the attributes value like product, it's sometimes is dynamic. It's not a fix. Like some part of this will be fixed like a product, and then could be 1 2 3, and every time you refresh you will see that number after the product it's changing. So it means the your attributes value is not fixed. So if his attribute value is not fixed, partial is fixed, that time is better to use, you can use a contains method. So to contain or create a contain method, let's see if I find a content here. It's not showing here, but you can create. Let me create a contains method. So create a contain method. What are you gonna do? We're going to, so it will follow the similar like a double slash, then tag name, which is a table, and then you will type contains, and then you will type here contain and the attribute name, and then comma, okay, and then single quote, within a single quote you put the value of the the partial part of the value of the your attribute, like some part, not full. So here is a product. Instead of product I will assume that I'm going to put some partial I'll say prod prod. Okay, I'll put this one, hit enter. Still you can see this is also able to select this in a whole table. So let's use this one too. Make a note this one. So this is or this. Okay, so this is the Xpath for your product, for a table, right? Let's go. Next is if I want to select the rows. So to select the rows I have, so rows is like you can say this is a table. So here is a tr. Let me see, here is a tr, it's a table row, and you can see it's reflecting. The first one is the header, you can see table header. This is the first row, and the second row, if I just go down, this is the second row, this is the next one, this is the next one, this is the next one. So here is all of our, this is our last row, you can see the total one, and this is the second last one. So the tr, it's a table row. Okay, this tag it's considering or holding the value of your table, I mean for row. So if I want to go to, and where is my data? My data is on a row and it's a third column. So if you just open one of the row, not the first one, because first one is you can see it's a header. If I open the first one, let's open the first one, you can see that's this is not the first one. So you can see the first one is a table header. Okay, it's a table header, right? So first header is instructor course, and third one is th. So we don't need this header. If we just open the second one, it's a table row, second row, and you can see there's a td. Td is the table data. So this is the first column of the second row, and this is the second column, and this is the third column. So, and if you see another one, you will see each and every one. tr is this is second row, and then a third row, and you can see this is the first column, second column, and third column. So you will see this, the structure of each and every row and column is the same. All the actual columns value is underneath the td. It's the table data. So I need the third column. So before I go to the column, I need to know how many row I have. Okay, so if it means I have to traverse, I want to traverse from my whole table. This is my whole table, from here or here, either any one of them. From here I have to traverse in tr. So tr and all, I have to find the number of trs, right? Then I will able to see how many rows I have. So to do this, so if I want this is example, this is my, so this is the Xpath, this is the Xpath of my all table, right? Whole table, right? And then, if I want to traverse from here, so this is nothing, it's this, right? From here to tr, like, and all the trs are the child. Okay, all the trs are the child of td, t body, or this table, right? Because how I can understand, because the child will be always, the arrow will be in the right side, you can in towards to right, and the parent's arrow would be towards to down. And if you just minimize this, the parent one, you will see it, all the child will be inside. So that's why those are the child, all the tr are the child of this, and then this one is the child of this. Okay, so that's the way you can say the towards to down, it's a parent, and towards to right is the child. Okay, so I'm traveling, if I want to select any element inside the tr or all the tr, I have to traverse from my parents. So this is the parents to a child. So this is, here is the Xpath of the parent. So from parents to child, if I want to traverse, you have to type, then double slash, then tr, hit enter. Here we go, you can see, okay, 12 elements matching. So, and also you can see all the tables, like all the row has been selected. So here is the relationship, okay, that from how to traverse from parent to child. Okay, I'm traveling from parent, from here to all the tiers. So it's multiple elements returning, all the tiers. So let me copy this one and then puts it over here. So this is the table, you can say rows. So this is the Xpath from for the rows, right? So this is the like traverse parent to child. So this is the example, traverse parent to child, right? Let's go next. Now I need all the data in the third column. So each and every row, I need the data from the third column, right? So to do this, except the first one, so if I go to the second one, because actual value is started from the second row. So this is the second row, and it has a td. So td, this is the td is the first td, this is the first one, and this is the second column, and this is the third column. So now if I want to get the data from each and every row, for each and every row from the third column, I have to traverse again from row to column, third column. How can I do this? So to do this, I can say, again, I will traverse from my from pair. So if I get the specific one column, so a specific one column, it means so I can traverse the same way. I will traverse from parent, from parent. This is the parent to tr is one of the child, and inside the child from tr is the third column, is a td. So this is, let's go to, so I'm on right now, it's a tr, right? Tr. So in that case, tr, after the tr, I will go to td, right? So if I go double slash td, so let me select the td. So it's a td, it's selecting all of the data. td is selecting all of them, you can see. It's a 33 elements, each and every. So this is the td. So inside a tr, every tr, there's a 3 td, right? So when I say just td, it means inside every tier there is a 1 td, second td, is the third td. So every tier there's a 3 table data, but I don't need the first one, second one, I need only the third one. So if I want to just get the value from each and every row's third column, I can put the position here, third. Okay, put the Let's see. Now it's 11. You can see, you know, the price, only the third column of each row is selecting, right? So I need this one because I need to, you know, get each and every data from each row, so that then I can, you know, I can add this 10 with this 10, and then whatever the sum, it will be added with this 20. So up until we'll run a loop, and that's the way we'll get up until the last one. So this is the one, rows, and we'll see columns, like third columns, like all the third columns, right? This is the Xpath of all the third column, right? Okay, and let's start now. So let me open my, you know, so Eclipse. So here's the Eclipse. I created already one another class. I gave a name table exercise and public static void main. You already know it, right? So we're going to start, you know, write the same. So first we're going to declare our Chrome driver, right? So which is new Chrome driver, create an object of a Chrome driver. So if we want to run on Chrome, and put in a variable, as you know, driver, and then return type would be the web driver, right? And then hover your mouse, create an object of a Chrome driver. Let me, okay, okay. One quick update I want to do in a pom.xml file. In our pom.xml file, as you know, we have a test.ng, right? In test.ng dependencies, there is a line, it's called a scope test. So let's remove this because it makes some, you know, compatible issue. So let's remove this one, save it. Okay, now let's fix it up. Okay, Selenium Chrome driver. Okay, so let this, okay, and you know, and then try with the web driver. Let's see if we can get the package. If it's not, well, we can write manually. So let's say fix project. So here is the related jar file. Click on OK. So it should be. So here is the, you know, related package. It already comes over here. Okay, and after that, we'll driver.get will launch our application. So to launch our application, driver.get, and then what would be our application? So this is the URL. Let's paste it there. Okay, and then let's make it bigger. And after that, we'll say maximize. So we want to maximize driver dot manage, sorry, driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, so it's going to maximize our window, and then, you know, we can add some implicitly wait, driver dot manage dot times. So we'll have a separate class to cover all the weights, implicitly, explicitly, fluent weight. But here I'm just adding a global weight, which is called, you know, implicitly weight. So it will apply to each and everywhere where we're going to use driver.find element. Okay, so it's a global weight, or it's called implicitly weight, and this is the way to declare. We're saying, hey, driver manage or apply times out dot, and then, you know, what type of times out you want to apply? Implicitly weight. You can see there's an implicitly weight, and expect the parameter is a duration. Okay, the duration is expect duration. So type it over there inside duration. duration dot, okay, duration dot, I want to put a seconds, right, of seconds, duration of seconds. So you can put a seconds over here. This is example 5 seconds I put. Okay, so this is called implicitly weights, or you can say global weight, and this is weight will apply, as I said, everywhere when the driver is going to find the element. This will apply. At least it will wait 5 seconds until, and then it still is, if it's not found the element, then it will throw an exception. Okay, so this is a implicitly or global wait to declare. And after that, we'll say, okay, let's go to, where is our table? So this is the table, right? So this is, we found this one. We're going to use this, okay, contains. Okay, so it's a good practice to using the contains, because we already know the easy syntax for creating Xpath. So let's select our table. So to select our table, so we're going to say driver dot find element by dot Xpath, right? By dot Xpath by dot Xpath by dot Xpath, and then this is the value of your table, right? So this will select the whole table. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this table in a variable. Let's give a name, say example table. So this will select the table. Okay, we'll locate the table, and I put this one in a variable. So in this variable is called table. This table variable have the assigned value of the table. So what type of it's the variable return type. We need to declare return type. So what type of return type would be, because this is returning an web element, which is a table. So that's why we have to put a return type as a web element. Web element. Okay, so web element. However, so import the package related to the web element. So this table, its variable has the knowledge about our whole table, right? And after that, what you can do, we can get the total number of get the total columns falling, total columns falling third column, right? So next, I'm going to do one important thing. So here I'm going to now selecting the total row, because so the idea is that I will run a loop, and inside the loop I will say go to each and every row, and from that every row on the third column get the value and puts in a variable. Then loop will continue again. It will go to the next row and will go to get the next value of the third row, and whatever the value, this value will add with the previous one. So this way I'm going to run a loop. So, and how long this loop, how many times this loop should run? It should run as many row I have in this table. So I need to get the number of the rows, so that I can use that number in my for loop condition, that how many times the loop should continue. So to get this number, I need to know how many rows I have in this table. So next idea is rows. How many rows I have? So here is, I believe, tr. So this is the one, rows, total number of rows, right? And this rows, total number of rows, that's coming from based on this from this table. So let me write it down. So what I'm going to say, I'm saying now, I'm going to say that I'm going to say table. I'm going to use drive table. Now you can see what I did over here. I put the whole table in a variable. So now I'm going to use this table. I supposed to use driver, right? Usually we use driver dot find element, driver dot find elements. Since now we're going to get the total number of the rows, so it will not the one row, multiple row, like a 12 row. So in that case, we're going to use driver dot find elements. Driver dot find elements by if I want to use now, multiple things I can use. I can use CSS selector because I used already Xpath. Let's use CSS selectors, right? CSS selectors. So what would be the CSS selectors? The CSS selectors would be let me go back. I know this is the Xpath, following Xpath. This is the Xpath. So CSS selector would be if I use for rows CSS selectors. So CSS selector would be so CSS selectors would be table tag. It should be table tag and a space and then tag for the rows, total rows. Okay, so it should be all lowercase. Okay, and there will be space. So your tag can be Xpath only, and also it can be represent for CSS selectors. So if you want to use your tag only for your Xpath, you can use / and then tag name. It is also Xpath. If you remove the / it's represented as a CSS selectors. And when you have a CSS selectors, like you have to traverse from parent to child, so tag name of the parent, then is space, then also tag name of your child. So this will be your CSS selectors and traveling from parents to child. Okay, so if I and over here, so my CSS selector would be like this. Okay, and now here is a one change I want to do. I'm getting CSS selectors all the, so it will return. Let me see if it's whether it's returning or not, right? So if I go to here and then put on space, right, hit enter, you can see it's returning, selecting all the rows. So this is right, 12 elements matching. Okay, that's good. So now what I'm doing, the idea is I'm going to select. So this is the locator for the table. So this is the table, right? So this variable is holding have the knowledge of only the table, that is specific table. And now instead of this driver, I'm going to use table, this variable. The reason why I'm using this table, it is called you are limiting drivers exercise scope. It means now this table variable is now working as my driver, because since assume that you have a multiple table in a page. So then if you just use the driver to find element, if all the table have the same structure, they use tr. Usually this is the very common way to develop a table. So that time your browser, your driver will get confused if you need to work on the second table. So it's better you can limit your driver scope. You can say, okay, when you use this variable table, so it means it is specifically going to work following this following this path. So following this path, whatever the table, from that table I want to find all the rows belongs to. Okay, so this is called limiting driver scope. Limiting drivers scope working. So here it's only this path will be followed following this table. This, it means over here, not all of your page, whether you have a multiple table or not. Okay, so that's good. Now I want here, I need to total number of rows. So this will return the rows, all the rows. So how can I get the all total number of rows? Using size method. Size method. So I will apply the size method where in this locator. So in this locator is returning all the rows. So it will find the size method will get the total number of the rows. Let me put in a variable is called count, and it will return integer, since size method will return integer, the total number. Okay, so we're saying over here total number of rows. Okay, so we're getting the total number of rows from there, right? And then now if you want, I can let me say run this, see this, what's it returning. So just to verify that. Okay, sys out, then pass the count over here. So if I now run it, let me run it, it should give me 12 because we have a 12 rows. Here we go. Okay, so it's, you can see this return is 12. So it's we're right up until now. So you can, this is a debugging, right? So you can make it common.